July 2nd, 2024, regular city council meeting to order. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Could we add a legal executive session for pending litigation, attorney-client for maybe 10 minutes?
At the end,
Yeah, just at the end.
I make a motion to add an executive session for attorney-client privilege in the executive session.
Got a motion. Here a second. Got a motion by Aaron Gleason, second by Aaron Raines. All in favor? All opposed? Passes 4-0. I don't see any citizens here tonight. Consent agenda. Approved minutes of the regular council meeting from June 18th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular council meeting for June 18th, 2024.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Passes 4-0. Got the appropriation ordinance. Can I get a motion for it?
Make a motion to approve the appropriation ordinance 070224 AP for $48,225.96.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Passes 4-0. Department heads. Curtis, you have anything for us?
Nope.
You might want to update them about the truck.
Well, about the truck, I talked them into bringing it to Waukegan, Kansas, which is north of Kansas City, one of the service centers. Alright, we can go look at it then, so Monday,
Okay.
Nice.
instead of traveling halfway across the United States.
Yeah, that makes it a little easier on everybody.
Yeah. That's the only exciting I got.
Okay. Anything else for Curtis? Jason is on vacation. Did anything from Jason know of?
No, I mean, he got a list for the guys to do, and they're keeping pretty busy, so.
Okay. Police Chief Tori?
Oh, sorry, I just learned today that, the Ohio Township lost their grader. So we're gonna have to maintain all the dirt roads south of First Street until they can find a new replacement. So I don't know how long that's gonna be, but that news just came today, so.
Do we charge that out, or is that just?
No, so they raised the levy on their taxes like 2-3 years ago, and then with the agreement that they'll take care of anything south of First Street, grading and maintaining and stuff like that for us.
Okay.
Yeah, but we don't pay them anything. We provide them with materials if they needed it, but that's the only thing. Yes.
Okay. Nothing for,
I don't know.
okay. Fire Chief?
I don't have
Nothing.
anything.
Nothing from Mike. City Clerk?
Ryan from Ego Devo reached out, and I put his thing on your packet. So basically, we're gonna be the middleman between Stafford County, Ego Devo, and the grant that they're wanting to apply for. He wasn't aware that this grant, only government entity can apply for it, and they're nonprofit. So he is asking permission for us to be, like, our name to be on the application to apply. But I made sure that all of the money, the funds that are going to be coming out, we're not paying for it. Like, they're responsible for finding all the fund that the grant won't covers and stuff like that, and he agrees to it. So I told him that I'm gonna bring it to you guys and see what you guys think. But he said that it's no rush. Like, you don't have to make a decision tonight. If you have any more questions, you can definitely, I can pass out his phone number if you need to talk to him more about the grant.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, I got some questions for you.
Yeah.
When I read this. And how does what we signed off on for Ryan about putting the hood place and just whatever
what do you-
red tag it or whatever.
Like,
Light, excuse me.
Yeah.
Does that pertain to this grant or is that something different?
Yes, no, it's the first step of getting this grant.
So at that time, he said he was close to 99.9% sure it was gonna get approved. Did it get approved? Or is this
No,
have to be
'cause
done before that gets
That
approved?
has to be done first, and then he have everything to apply for that grant, and then come to find out that Ego Devo's name can't be on that grant because they're a nonprofit, so that's why he's asking us.
Okay. And when I was reading this, what does the it says, my question is, what is the architect going to prepare for the use of the building? Does he know or do we know?
So I don't know all the detail, but I'm assuming it's like that whole building will probably have to be gutted and refinished. So I didn't know, cause his plans, he didn't really tell me what his plans are with that building, but it's gonna involve redesigning the whole building basically. So maybe that's the architects coming in at.
Okay. So the next step is for us to approve that, then we'll find out what we're responsible for, and then the architect will draw something up. Seems to me like the architect should draw something up first, so we
Well,
know what's going on, if our name's
They're
gonna
not
be on
gonna
the
be
paperwork.
we're not paying for any of that. We're not responsible for any of the expenses that's gonna be within this project. We just have to apply for, they just basically need our name to apply for that grant. If they get the grant will be used for that, and then if the grant's not enough for whatever he's wanting to do with that building, he is responsible of getting extra money to finish that project.
And if we're applying for it, we're not open to any type of legal issues?
I
If he
mean-
falls, or if something falls apart on his side?
Yes. We would
Or do
have
we
to
know?
be, I mean, if our name is on the agreement, then we are responsible for making sure that the grant money is being used for that project and not anything else. So basically, that's where he's gonna send all of the planning, the invoices and everything that we need to approve, and we're gonna approve it just like we do appropriation here for that project. And we can either approve or deny if we wanted to. How I understand it, how he explained it is that, he'll send the invoice over, and if we okay, this invoice doesn't go with this project, we're not gonna approve that, we're not gonna spend that grant money on this, then that's an option for us, because technically if you guys wanted to apply for this grant, then the money is in our name and our bank account, so we get to dictate what we spend it on, obviously, for that project.
Well, I'll just say, I don't feel comfortable. I think maybe he should let us know what his plans are with the building before we are not responsible, but we're gonna get the grant for something, we have no idea what he's gonna do with it, except
Yeah.
refurbish it.
And that's what he,
Go ahead.
oh, no. And this is just pretty much the surface of it, and like I said, he is available to chat with you guys, he just can't make it tonight. And he just wanna put bugs in your ears, and I think he's planning on coming at the next meeting to present, if you guys have questions to ask him, and we can talk more about this, but
if the time, I'm gonna say, if the time limit, if we're not in a crunch,
no,
then I would
Yeah.
agree that it would be good to have him give
Right.
us some more details on it.
Yeah.
I mean, on the face of it, it's gonna be improving our city. The city is gonna improve from the grant money, so I don't necessarily mind it. But yeah, it would be good to have him come and present
yeah,
a little bit more in detail, because we will be applying for it.
right,
Even if he's doing all the legwork, ultimately, yeah, I agree, our name's on it, so it'd be good to have some more information.
yeah, yep, no,
And how much, go ahead.
he just couldn't make it tonight, or else he would have been here, so,
Then how much more work is this gonna put on you?
none,
None at all?
no.
Okay.
It's just when he submit the invoice, and we just have to cut checks for it.
Okay.
But he is responsible for all the paperwork, and we just have to sign it. and then pay contractors and
Okay.
engineers and all that stuff, so. But, yep, that's all I got for you guys.
I mean, this would probably be a question for him, but I mean, we can apply for a grant for a building we don't own. I mean, there's nothing, you know, we don't own that building, we're applying for
Right.
a grant that,
That, I did ask him that, but I don't think that he answered me. He was gonna get with his grant writing person and to make sure that that's something that we can do, even though we, you know, like passed that resolution and we already signed a deed over to Ego Devo. So,
yeah, it
I'll
just
check
seems
back
odd to
with
me
him.
that it's gonna benefit, they're saying that the economic development can't apply, but they're the direct beneficiary of
Right.
the grant, so it just, and maybe that's okay, maybe it just has to
Yeah.
be this. But, I mean, another thing for me, I mean, I think he needs to be here, cause the last economic development thing, like this housing deal hasn't went quite as agreed upon, in my opinion.
yeah.
I mean, we did that housing deal in agreeance that we were gonna get houses with more family attractive houses with basements and or
garages.
garage, at least one or the other. And then the first one that goes up has
Didn't have
neither.
any, yeah.
Which he did, I asked him that the last time he was here, and, but it is, yeah, it's,
But I guess my thing is, if you're gonna do that, one, communicate it to us that that's going on, and why didn't we go build one of the other ones first and
Sure.
leave that one as the fourth one?
yeah.
Because if you sell the first three, you should be able to go build a fourth one. I mean, that was the whole point, was to roll it, so I mean,
Do we have that contract? Do we have, like, where we can look at the contract as far as,
I don't know
Yeah.
if there were, I don't know, I guess.
what's that?
If it's being adhered to, the contract.
Right, I'd like to see what's in the
It
contract.
is, but I don't think that it specifically say the first house has to be garage or basement, but I think we talked about, yeah, we definitely talked about,
that was the understanding. I mean,
family.
I think that was the
Yeah.
understanding, was it was gonna be, that was the appealing part, is they went and built these other houses with the single floor plan, no basement, no garage. There's 4 of those in town. We just would like to see a little bit different floor plan with maybe a little bit, a step up, maybe
Yeah.
just a little more attractive to more of a family type. And
I will I'll bring the contract, I'll email the copy of the contracts to you guys and let you guys see.
Because when this first started, like, I put it on I know you guys were not on council yet, so you guys probably need to read the contract to
See
where it
what's going
started.
I remember
Started.
asking you to send it to me, and I'm pretty sure you did, and I looked through it, but I don't remember the specifics.
my guess
I
is
can
if
look at that.
not, it's probably not specific enough to guarantee that we're gonna get
Yeah.
these houses, but I just understood that as kind of the agreement.
I thought so too, but
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I hadn't paid attention that they already had, you know, the one that far along. I didn't know that there was one even up that far until he said it. I guess it just haven't been.
Yeah, it's,
there.
I think
So, this was a
the
little
second
bit
one
off.
that they're building are
It looks
going to have
bigger.
garage, attached garage.
yeah, right across the
so-
street from the one that's pretty
Yeah.
much up, has, it looks like a larger slab, so I assume it's gonna be a garage, but I guess they haven't excavated or poured, so they could excavate basement.
It's on West Second,
West Second.
yes.
Yeah, they're both,
Yes.
they're across the street from each other, but they've got it staked out as of 2 nights ago. I drove around and it was staked out and looked like a much larger footprint, so I'm not sure what that will equate to, but
I don't know. It would just be good if he's here, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah,
I'm just going down your list.
sure.
So as far as the letters that you sent out,
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed some things, but are they staying in contact with you, or?
Yeah, most have called, and you can, I mean, we obviously see some progress on a lot of houses. I believe that there are one or two that I haven't heard from that list. Most of people just ask for more time, and I just say, you know, as long as we see progress, we're not gonna do anything. But once the progress stops, that's when we're gonna like start the initial, like the actual process. Yeah, but everybody seems to be working on it.
You guys have anything else on that one? So, the pickleball that we got, what was that,
ARP grant.
a grant? Thanks, buddy. So, did we just get the grant? Cause I just drove by, cause it looks like it's almost done.
Yeah, they were waiting. It was through the rec commission, wasn't it?
Correct.
And so they applied for it.
Yep.
And they
Okay.
were waiting for the grant to
Yep,
come
we
through.
don't have, we just donate $10,000 to that grant, to, like, it's like a matching grant, and we donate $10,000 to it. They did all the grant got approved, a week before they start work, but they couldn't really announce it until that Wednesday, and then the
Oh,
work
okay.
start that Friday,
Okay.
so.
The estimate that Dan brought in was like, it was just over 50,000 to do the whole project, and so they were asking the city for 10.
Is it coming in on budget? Or
I have no idea.
it's not really our business if it's not our project?
No, I mean, it came out of last year budget, but obviously things like this we can't budget for, but we do
I
have
think
money.
he's
No,
asking
I'm
about
just,
the project.
Oh.
the overall project, did it
Uh-huh.
come in at 50 or under 50,
That I
or do we
don't know,
know?
cause we
Okay.
don't, like I said, all we did is donating 10,000,
10,000.
and that's our part, and that's all
We had
that's
an
all
easy
we do,
job.
so,
And then that's good news about KDOT.
yes.
You want to talk about that now?
I mean, it's still in a very, very early process, you know, so now the next step is waiting for the contract to be sent to us and then signed, but that's not
It's great
much.
news.
Yeah.
That's great.
So will that engineering company, will they come at some point
Yes.
surely? And
Yep, he is working on the contract with us, cause as you can see, that engineering part is not part of that grant, so we're gonna have to pay that out of our pocket. So he's gonna start working on it in a week or two, then he'll come and present it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when you say contract, you're talking contract with the engineering
Yes,
firm,
yes,
and then he'll probably come and present it, and
Yes.
we'll enter into
Yep.
that if it looks
correct,
good.
yep, and if we agree on the plan that he have drawn up, or the design or whatever, then we have to send it to KDOT to be approved. Once they approved it, and then we can carry out bids and, start the work, so it's gonna be a year-long process almost,
Sure.
yeah,
So the right of way utility would be a big piece too.
yes, yeah.
Just to remember a little bit, in the bid, did we do is there a sidewalk?
From here, it just said street with curbs.
I'll have to look.
That,
Was
we
that
mentioned
on the
that.
side?
We mentioned talking about it. I don't know if he was gonna add it or if he was gonna submit as is. And his original bid, or his estimate for the project before the cause we had talked about widening the street because it'd be so busy, and then also doing sidewalk. But his bid was a standard size street with no sidewalks, just curb and gutter. And his estimate was 1.3 million.
I think
Sounds like
so.
1.2.
And so this 80% is KDOT saying that project should cost us 980,000, not 1.3. So if we're adding more onto it,
We're gonna have to.
now would be the time to do it, but it's not gonna be 80-20 by that point, you know. We would get all of that 790,000 from KDOT, but the final project may be closer to like 60-40 or something because it will cost us more money.
So if we wanna add the sidewalk
Yeah.
or make
Yeah.
it wider,
And I think his estimates were high, and he kind of addressed that he might be 30% high, but it's also just an estimate. So, yeah,
I think I don't know, we're gonna have to weigh, a sidewalk would probably be nice, but
we could-
I can always just ask him to add that to just to see, or have it like separate, just so we can see it and see how much.
Even if it's just sidewalk on the
One
north
side,
side,
yeah.
because that's the grocery store side,
Yeah.
you know, that would be nice. I mean, obviously both sides would be nice, but it's probably not worth the cost of two
No,
sidewalks.
no.
That would go all the way down, right?
Yeah, from
Mhm.
Perry all the way down to the grocery store.
Okay, what about the houses on those sides of it? I mean, as far as, do they take into account those houses that
Yeah,
That'll
so
be part
they're
of the
like,
right-of-way
for zone,
research.
I think
Yeah.
it looks
Like-
like they're gonna like make a little like driveway up to it, but I think it's up to the owner to bring
The driveway down.
the driveway down to where the curb and gutter is. I think that was the plan.
Yeah, I think this is the start of a pretty long conversation of design too,
Yes.
because if you look at it, I don't know where our original right of way is, but
Yeah.
it's curved to the north.
it's curved to the north?
And
That's
so,
what I was
if we look at
asking.
our blanket easements and stuff that we've had in the past and what that, you know, that may be a longer form discussion about
Yeah.
what we do as a city and what the long-term future is of that road.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all part of the right of way and survey research that will have to get done, so.
Anything else for Pam? Danny?
I don't think I have anything outside the executive session.
Okay.
Any questions for Danny? Moving to old business, got, property code violations, any,
Got a question for that. What's the conversation you've had with Kansas Dirt as far as getting those done?
I think the last time I talked to him, they're pretty booked till early fall, so I have not. That was the last conversation I had, probably wouldn't be in July or August. I asked him, I mean, we've got Leisure Homestead, the VFW, and then these two. I mean, I would assume he would just come in and do a block of, and it'll probably take 2 weeks to do all that. And just do it all at one time, but
Well, this is something I was thinking about. I mean, are we locked into Kansas Dirt, or can we put this out to bid? I mean, is this a money maker for them, or is this just something they're fitting in?
Oh. I think we've always, I don't know, this is my opinion, we've always used Kansas Dirt because they usually, I think they do a good job of leveling, making sure they bring in dirt if they need and go ahead and make it level so it looks nice. And then if we end up having to be the ones that mow it, it's
Level.
level, but not to say somebody else can.
I think it's the
Do
matter of
that.
fact that they're local as well. I don't think, I mean, I know that Eric Regal recently, I mean, not recently, but he's kind of big into demolition now, but he wasn't back in the day, so,
I don't know. Is he a local guy or?
yes,
Eric?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Eric Beal, Custom Services,
Yeah.
is his company.
Because the last time we talked about this, we also, correct me if I'm wrong, mentioned that we weren't gonna add any houses until these were torn down, right? So it's sort of like we're waiting for a sub or a contractor so we can do our job. I just don't, decide to throw it out, maybe just get some bids on it and, or maybe put a time frame. If it's not done by the end of September, we'll just put it out to bid and see where things fall. Something to think about.
Sure.
That's all I had on it.
Okay. Anything else for property code violations? We kinda talked about this street at White's, any other comment on that? Talked a little bit about the housing violations, any other comment? 2024 rate study,
Have you guys had a chance to look a little bit more into that? I print out here if you guys didn't have the copy.
I wasn't here, I mean, I agree with it. The only thing I thought was a little. Let me see if I can find it. The only thing that caught my eye and is, well, it just hit me the wrong way, but I understand that we need it, and it's just the way it's worded here. It's recommendations of water utility. Item number 2 said the city should also establish a temporary surcharge of $2.50 a unit delivered to cover the cost of the debt retirement and the water portion of the Water and Light Fund. And it carries on and says the temporary goes down to 2031. And then it says, or the city may choose to extend the surcharge for an additional period of time to recover some or all the costs that have been lost by the water utility over the past decade due to those debt payments. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's sort of like improper planning on this city's part collectively by not keeping up with the rate increases
Correct.
is like punishment what we weren't aware of. And I just think it could have been worded. I think people would receive it better if we do decide to extend it past 2031.
Well, of course, I mean, that's not a copy that people are gonna see, that's just the recommendation. The actual the official copy will definitely not word like that.
But other than that, I agree with it. I think it needs to be done.
Yeah, I think it's also good to remember that that debt is mostly due to the nitrate plant, which is something that we had to do as a city because of the quality of our water. And so it is also improper planning. That's maybe you
When
can
I-
word it that way.
When I say
to
improper
recover.
planning is, I mean, I think we need to keep up on the increases
Yep.
We probably need to be doing this rate study every 3 years, like they kind of,
suggested.
yeah. I think that would be a good thing.
So I wasn't here, Pam, last week, or the last meeting, were we just supposed to review it and give comments on it, or what's
Yeah,
the next step?
I kind of mentioned to table it just because there were only 3 of us there, and this is a big decision for the city, and I didn't think it was fair to just vote with 3 of us at the table. So
Yeah. Okay.
that was my comment about it. So we tabled it for this week or the next if we want to discuss and move, whatever.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, it's not like dire need, but we do need to make a decision on it soon because we need to, I mean, the year's almost over, I mean, half over. So we need to implement this soon to try
For
to
budgeting?
recover. No.
Or is this separate from,
To try to recover some of our money, because obviously on one of the paper, it shows you how much we lost
Right.
each year. So we need to plug that hole, so the sooner we get the decision made, the sooner we pass the ordinance, then the sooner we can plug the hole.
well, because Mark's not gonna be here for a while, so
Yes.
do you feel comfortable voting on it tonight, or do you guys need more time to review it?
And if you guys have any other questions, just, let me know, and I can definitely get Greg on a phone and
I mean, the only thing I don't like about it, which I don't think you avoided, it's just a pretty decent size increase at one
Yeah.
time. But that was part of the, we probably
I
should have been
know.
doing it in increments over the since 2012, but we didn't do that. So I guess in a way, everyone's got a discount for something,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's I think that's just the way it is.
as long as we
I
learn
mean, I
from
think
it.
we're in line with our peer city
Yeah.
municipalities, I feel like, so.
I'll say one of the cities that they showed their rate study was Hoisington, and even with this rate increase, our average customer is still $10 less a month than Hoisington, which they were on the high end to be
right.
fair, but yeah, we're definitely low. Do you need a motion to adopt as written, or do you need a motion for the specific charges?
No, we need to, how specific do you want? Like, cause they gave us options.
I'd gone last meeting, I haven't looked at.
Yeah, so, but I believe, cause then after we approve the option that they proposed, then they'll start on they'll draft up the ordinance, and then we'll have to look at it, make sure everything's okay, and then pass that ordinance with the ordinance number on it.
So,
When were you hoping to have it done by?
That's all depends on when we make decision, and then I let Greg know, and then how long it takes him to put it together.
so
So-
you will prepare the ordinance?
No, they will.
They will?
Yep, they will, and then they'll send it for approval, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, just whichever one.
So
guys
basically,
are
just
going with
approve to adopt the proposed rate.
So would we need just a consensus for Greg to move forward with the potential ordinance, and then we review it and pass that, or do we actually need a motion to?
I'd do a motion and then vote on approving it and having him do the ordinance, and then
Okay.
we'd come back and pass the ordinance once it's done.
But voting for the proposal would not be a vote to implement the change though quite yet, right? Like if we,
Right.
if someone wanted to change their mind once they saw the ordinance or for whatever reason,
Right, the ordinance would still have,
would be.
it wouldn't go into effect until
Until
the
the
ordinance
ordinance
is
is
passed.
Wouldn't we just need consensus, cause we're not actually changing anything and he's just writing a proposal?
I think just err on the side of caution, do the motion, but
I'd make a motion that we let them, write up an ordinance with the proposed rate of, 2,000 gallons of included consumption, a base charge of $18, excess per 1,000 gallons of $6.25, a debt retirement surcharge of $2.50 to be reviewed in 2031. And that's the whole deal.
Got a motion on the table?
Did we cover everything okay on that?
yeah.
Okay. I second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor? Passes 4-0. Next up is franchise agreement with Kansas Gas Service.
I once again need to recuse myself of this discussion.
So what did you guys decide last time? Is it something that,
We just
is it
tabled
like
it
an
just
update?
because,
I
yeah,
mean, a renewal?
yeah. We just, since we only have 3 of the councilmen here, last time, so they were just tabling it just to make sure we kind of have somewhat full council.
Has everything been working good with that?
Yeah, there's not much, like, actually, we don't do anything, we sign the agreement, then, they send us franchise, check every month for however, like, the city as a whole use, for gas.
Okay. So you're happy with it?
Yeah, I mean, we got from 2 to 5, so, and we'll relook at it every 5 years just to make sure the rates stay pretty comparable.
Okay.
And you reviewed that, right?
I did, and I pleasantly surprised looking. I'm used to looking at oil and gas stuff, where the oil companies are trying to hammer everybody, and this was written really favorable to the city. So not what I was expecting when I first looked at it, but I didn't have any concerns. Like Pam said, it's a big jump on percentage the city gets, and then just practically, if we deny it, I don't know if there's another gas company that's gonna come in and say, yeah, we'll run a line to everybody's house and come in at a lower rate for consumers than what this would be.
So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean,
I'm good.
it looked like it was pretty similar setup to what we've had, and just a little bit of a rate increase, which is a benefit to us, so I think it's okay.
So the motion would just be to approve this ordinance
Yes.
number? Okay. Do you want to ask for a motion?
Sure. Do we wanna ask for a motion for the franchise agreement with Kansas Gas?
I'd like to make a motion to accept, the ordinance number 1095-24 for Kansas Gas.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Passes 3-0 with Mary Gleason abstaining. There's no new business tonight. Can I get a motion to enter into an executive session?
Make a motion, to go to executive session to discuss attorney-client privilege with counsel, clerk, and attorney. For
7:45.
10 minutes to return at 7:45.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Passes 4-1. Call the meeting back to order.
I make a motion that we go back into executive session for 5 minutes to discuss attorney-client privilege.
Back at 7:50.
Yep, 7:50.
So got a motion.
Got a second, we'll return back in here.
Second, all in favor? Yes. Call the meeting back to order. Any other business for tonight's meeting?
I'll just mention that the annual conference for the league is in October and reservations start now, 1st of July. Just mentioned to let you know.
October what day?
The 10th through like the 13th maybe,
Yeah,
something like that. I'll have to check the date again.
it's in Wichita.
Can you send out a link to that, Pam?
Yeah, if you guys are interested to go, just let me know, cause we can log in and get discount if I register you guys instead of you guys go in and register yourself, and then it can be billed to the city, so. But yeah, I'll send link of what topics will be discussed and what classes is going on, so.
So like 10th through the 13th, like do you have the option if you can only go one day,
Mhm.
you can pick which
Yeah.
day looks appealing, the
Yeah.
most appealing? and-
So I think usually the first days are like the coma and choras and like the new elected personnel, new clerks and stuff like that. At least that's what they did last year when I went, my first year. They did like the new person would be on the first day, and then like the water classes, different stuff would be on the second and third day,
Okay.
so.
Sure. Yeah, send the link out. so
Yeah.
I'll take a look.
There's that app, you guys, for the league, and it's very easy if I can do it. And it's there. Is it a Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
That I don't
Yeah,
know. I'll have to
something.
look. I just know it's in early October.
Is Wichita?
At the
It
Hyatt.
started Sunday last year.
Yeah, it did Sunday.
The 10th is a Thursday.
They might have changed it.
So
Thursday,
through Sunday. probably.
October
Like the
10th,
seventh.
Friday, October 11th. That's all I've got.
There's no other discussion. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn regular council meeting July 2nd, 2024.
Motion. Do I hear a
Second?
A motion and a second. All in favor? Passes 4-0.